Hi everyone. So this is Manish and I have completed my English poem book Errand. So it's on Amazon Kindle, as everyone knows, and uh, I was going to talk about the poems in the book, in Errand book, and obviously about poetry in general in today's world. So. If you go by Wordsworth era, Keats era, then they were writing about nature mostly, nature and life intertwined with nature, and but in today's world, when I started thinking of writing a book on poems, on English poems. I'm a good Hindi poet, Hindi poem writer. I have 3 books on Kindle, on Amazon, and 1 book from a different publisher that is hardcover. So 3 Kindle books I have in Hindi, and I thought about writing an English poem book too for my fans in all over the world, the international fans, international readers, who were asking me to translate my Hindi poems, if nothing at all. But I started thinking about it, and I thought that instead of translation, I would write original poems. Why can't I write original poems in English? So, and I thought about the subjects instead of the body of it, or the language, or the words that I will choose, considering taking the all the audience, all over the international audience, how good their grasping of words is. In any case, I'm writing for the English-speaking world, so I have no qualms in expressing at length about in such a volume that I will nobody should regret about it. Yeah, after reading it. So, but the subjects, yes, subjects I could have chosen to write about nature, and as I come from India, the nature provides a lot of scope for modern poetry, and also the people, the life, and their issues. So instead of writing the poem book on nature in today's world, I thought that so much is happening on TV. So much is happening on TV, is coming on TV, on the news. The attacks are happening here everywhere. War-ridden countries are there, and people are starving. People are starving for food, education, and a decent career, a respectable career. They are looking for. They are going to places in hope of, in despair, and in hope of, at the same time in hope of, I don't know what kind of hope they must be having at that time when they walk through the ocean, walk through the beaches, and walk through the roads, and try to walk through, or be stopped by the walls everywhere, by the cage-like situation. So migration is happening everywhere, and it would be injustice for a poet, on poet's behalf. It would be injustice if he doesn't speak about the real issues of the world. So I started writing as usual, and I ended up having wonderful poems of mine, which are like Stolen Horizon, and Wings in Water, and Practice of Expression. There are many good poems in this book, Errand, that you were gonna buy at Amazon, and I'm happy with my work. You know that I was able to express from the point of view of a person, of human being in 2020, 2019, 2018. This century is going really berserk. This century, I had hopes of, we had hopes that this century would give us some modern days, modern lives, utopia like situation or environment, but it's failing absolutely. It's medieval instead of futuristic. Groups like definitely the groups are there, and they are more into medieval practices instead of modern day world where human beings are brothers and human beings are related to each other, if not connected, at least connected to each other, if not related, if at all. But they are breaking the connection between the heart and the brain, or the neck and the torso, head and the torso. So beheading is happening. As we started with that on my YouTube channel, beheading happened, and I talked about it. But at that time, I was not serious about writing poetry in English, particularly, and particularly in English. And even in 2016, after my father's demise, sadly, I started writing in Hindi. I wrote 3 books, Achadan, Uddayan and Chote Chote Vishwa in Hindi, but I was rather disappointed by the people of India not reading much in Hindi. You can figure it out how bad the literature is doing in our world, in South Asia, and we don't have time for anything. You don't have time for poetry, or what do you have time for? It's consuming you, whatever you have time for. And poetry is going to give you something. If it's good, it's going to give you something, and you don't have time for that. So there are really dilemmas here. In my book, Errand, I'm talking about love, I'm talking about my relationship with my girl, and whatever happened between us, and how it fared out in a time frame of 10 years, 20 years, 15 years. And I wrote about my personal life, and about love in general. And nature, of course, I wrote about. It's not that I ignored the other subjects and being overdose about today's world's concerns and situations and issues, today's world's modern world's issues. I didn't give in overdose of that. I rather wrote about everything in fact. Yeah, it ended up like 74 poems in 123 pages, statement pages. These are covering every sphere of the world, every sphere of human life. And they're talking about economy, they're talking about market, they're talking about life and careers, and of course it's talking about the martyrs and the vets and the soldiers who are fighting so brilliantly, so bravely, and trying to protect us from all kinds of in all conditions and from all kinds of threats from that modern day world is giving to us. And it's talking about soldiers' lives, and definitely it gives us the bravery rus, the veer rus we talk about, and it gives us those pimples when we read it. So that kind of poetry is better, instead of writing about mystic something or I'm not criticizing others in this video of mine. There will be an author page of mine. So, well, keeping authors on my side is necessary, is more important, very important, if I want a bestseller again from my English audience. So hey, I'm coming in the world, and I'm being born today. If not today, tomorrow, I'm gonna upload my book today, and it's gonna be on Amazon stall in 2 days' time. So this is May 2019, and 10th May 2019. So this is the muhurta I chose. I'm a good astrologer too. I'm a good strategist, and I have good ideas about global strategy. And I'm an actor too. I've been working. I've been working as an actor by myself, and not done too much in the Bollywood scene, where I didn't have any scope of good acting, as I learned in these years. And I'm doing good in YouTube channel of mine. My YouTube channel has good improvisation and acting skill, acting videos. The preconceived scenes I have in my scripts. I'm a good screenwriter as well. So I did do my bit on national TV in India. In one episode, one TV series, I was a hero in that episode, and on a screen I committed a murder, and yes, sorry about your soup, Mr. Srivastava. Ta. So that ta my career as an actor. After that, everyone started writing me off from everywhere. It was not bad acting, but it was rather too good acting, which is not needed sometimes. As you have experience of Hollywood too. There two big guys start throwing you away, throwing you out of here, throwing you, kicking you out of the scene. They're kicking you out of the scene. Who is better in Hong Kong? And Hollywood? Well, lady Flamingo, what do you say about it? He's looking at you, kid. So voice has quality of that, and I spend time, apart from jokes, I'm a good actor. I spend time in writing and reading out loud scripts of all Hollywood movies and the world movies. I recite all the scripts in front of my PC, and and I start memorizing the lines, and I speak out and enact all the scene on my own, but I record just my own original scenes. I cannot duplicate the scenes done by greats of Hollywood and or Bollywood or anywhere. So I spend time in acting, but it is not professional. It is not giving me bread and butter. So for bread and butter, I wrote books. As an author, I did well with my first book and doing well these days. It's still in the on the stall, so nothing can be said about it. It's being liked. It's being liked. I have seen the traffic coming on my Twitter page, and apart from that, I was trying to connect to America and Hollywood and the world of English language, where I could do something with my own faculty that is unused here in Bilaspur, India. Mostly I speak in Hindi in life, but in front of camera I'm more, as you are seeing my YouTube videos, I'm more into English. So that reflected in my poetry. I was surprised really to see how brilliant I can be in my first attempt in English language. I've been writing letters to my girlfriend. I've been writing poetry in any case, in blog and everywhere. But when I thought about a professional book, and it really came out of my mouth, my heart, my mind, and came out on my computer, and it's gonna be on Kindle and as a Kindle book. And Kindle book is modern thing. It's like I can update the modern book like that. It's not published and it's finished. It's rather a continuing process. I'm gonna write more poems, and more poems I will update my book with. So in a price of one book, you can have fresh poems, 10 poems, 20 poems every 1 or 2 years. I can do that if you want. Otherwise, I will write another book with new poems and new theme. And the theme that I was talking about, yes, it's universal, and the subjects are universal. Subjects are quintessentially based and rooted in our daily world. Like if I write about nature poetry and philosophical bend to it, to a nature poem I give, it ends with a note, with a line that connects us to the real world and today's world. And it's not just talking about imaginary world, it's talking about real issues. So that flavor I gave in Errand, which is a journey to accomplish some task or wizard's journey to get the Mandrake root. But Errand is a nice idea came like when I say trees stand, not mist in errand of spring wind, seas travel from far to far land, seeds travel to far land where trees stand. Okay, so this poem had Errand. I wondered whether this is the title of my book, Errand, and it came out like that. So I wrote many poems in this. Picture Plant is good, and very comic, very animated, animation like poem for children. and not for children, for a little adolescents, grown-ups, and children too. Children are getting everything on internet, so why shilly-shally about it? Children should read Errand poems. They're gonna become very good people in the world, in their future. They will not regret. So I was okay. So this is it. Thanks for watching the video, and it will be on YouTube. It will be on Amazon author page. The edited version will be on author page, and by my book Errand, and by my other Hindi books as well. And if you read Hindi, but if you read English, you should have Errand. This is the de facto, the essential book to have in 2020, 2019. It's talking about war-like situations too. It's very entertaining. It's very full of my dark humor and everything. Full of good humor too, white humor too. The real humor. You laugh about these people who are after ruining the world, after reaching such a nice progressive state, such a nice scientific state. They are going back to the past. Let's have a hammer, let's have a trident, let's have a mace. Okay, so buy my book. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.